Hello. In previous video, we compiled all those components which are required to create a corridor, and let me summarize those components again. This way we will have a good idea of what we are doing or what we have done so far. And in previous video we saw that we created assembly, and then we created a sub-assembly and attached that sub-assembly to the assembly, and then we had an alignment, and along that alignment we have two kinds of profiles. One was design profile, also called layout profile in Civil 3d, and then we had one surface profile, and that surface profile was created along a certain surface. Once you have all those components or all those things, then you can create a corridor. How can you create a corridor? You need to come to home tab, and then come to this button called corridor. Just click it, and it will show up a dialog box. It is asking for a name, so I'll give it a name, ditch. And then it is asking for an alignment, and we already had one alignment in our plan, and if there are many, you will get a list. So I will use that ditch alignment. And then design profile is the one profile is something along which your assembly will run. So we already had one profile in our profile view, and we have one surface profile as well. So if I click this small arrow, it will give me those two profile. Existing ground surface is a surface profile, and design profile is the layout profile, which we already have created in our model. So I'm going to use this design profile. And then assembly, we already have one assembly in our model as well. So I will click this small arrow and will come to ditch assembly. So as you can see, these are those things which we already are done with. Without these components, without these things, so you will not be able to create a corridor. So target surface, it says none, but I will click this small arrow. Right now we don't have any we don't need any target surface to target to, but still I will use this one called existing ground, and I'll press OK. And then once I press the OK button, it takes me to this dialog box. I'm not gonna do anything for right now because this is just a small alignment. I can play with all these tools once I press the OK button as well. I mean, I can come to this dialog box at any time I want. Best thing would be that before creating the corridor, you can decide what you want to keep or what you don't want to keep. I mean, profile, assembly, start station, end station, frequency, target, and everything. For the time being, I'm just gonna press OK, and it will give me a message that it wants to rebuild the corridor, and I will say yes. I'm gonna come to this dialog box again. First, I need to have a corridor. When I come to the plan view, I see that there doesn't seems to be anything visible right now. So how can we play with the let's come to the prospector and see if we have anything created. We go to prospectors, and then we come to corridors, and then we see that we already have one corridor created for us. So hopefully now you know how you create the corridor. For corridor, you need components like assembly, sub-assembly, alignment, and then certain profile along that alignment. And in next video, we will just play with this corridor that we have in place. That corridor, it's not visible in our plan view, so we will make it visible in our plan view, and then we will just cut cross sections. We will create a cross sections along it, and then we will explore different options related to this options that I just need to see. Just want to show in this video only the options that we will be exploring in the next video. So if I click the ditch and go to properties, we will cover parameters. We will come to parameter and we will explore all these tools, and then we can play with codes, feature lines, surfaces, boundaries, slope pattern, everything. But let's see these tools in our future videos.